Hey there, it's James. Um, I have a Chevy HHR, and I noticed that the back hatch stopped working. And there's no manual release that's easy to get at, so I figured I would look at the push button. If any of you have this kind of a car, you might wanna know about this. It's not very expensive to just buy a new one, but being the type of person I am, I like to dig into things and see how they work anyway. So what I found, and this might be helpful to some people, is the way this switch is made. There are 6 screws that you take out, and I don't think it's glued together, but it does have a little bit of finagling to get it apart. So, one-handedness. Hold on a second. So once you get it apart, you'll see there's a whole bunch of different contacts in there, and it's sealed, so that part should be fairly clean. Although I did notice the way they make these, there are the switch or the plug contacts down in there. The way they make these is very weird. Obviously the traces are sealed in the plastic when they make it, but if you could see, there's translucent glue between that part where the traces go through, and the seal around here isn't that great. Going from winter to summer to winter to summer, the two materials tend to loosen up and water gets in. I chipped away at it, but I noticed there was some green oxide around that area. So I took some resistance measurements of each side of the trace. One was fine, but the other showed like 12 ohms of resistance. It should be, basically a complete short. So I noticed that in this area here, which you can't see, it was pretty much corroded away. Water must have gotten in there. So what I did is I took a Dremel and got down through the plastic and burnished it up a little bit, and I put some flux on there. So what I'm going to do is jump this gap with some solder and a piece of wire and see if that works. It should work, but we'll see. Okay, so I have jumped the gap with some solder, as you can see, and I have a clip lead connected to the affected trace, and I'll get my other lead here, and that one is, let's see, this one here. Looks like we have an almost perfect. I don't know if that would make a difference. I could touch it up a little, but it looks like that was better. Before it was like 12 ohms, and now it's like 1/4 of an ohm or whatever, 1/8 of an ohm. So I'll put it back together and see if it works. I'll seal up I'll seal up where I fixed it there with some hot glue or something, and put it back together. See if it works. Okay, we're out at the car now. I don't know if you can see any of this, but up under there, too bad it won't focus, is the plug and where the switch goes. So I'll install it and see if it actually will work. Okay, I had to put the phone down to reach it, but there it is. Let's give it a test. Ooh, that was promising. Yay! I can get my hatch open now. So what I'm going to do is mount that back up in there. I don't think I need to show that, because you all know pretty much how that kind of crap works. Other than that, if that helps anybody that has one of these that has had that problem, you can either fix it yourself or buy a new one. They're not that expensive, but I like to tinker, so if it breaks to next week, I'll get another one. But It's nice to know that you can work on things like that that aren't meant to be fixed. Anyway, see y'all later.